can get pretty busy. It can get pretty nonstop.
Every lunch hour.
Right now, I'm just making a carry-out order for 2:30 pickup.
Sherwyn Bunn expects a flood of orders.
Try to give it good ticket time to get it made and get it out.
The pizza cook at Bottoms Up
I'm ready, boss.
satisfies hungry customers.
Most popular one we see a lot is the Chesapeake pizza.
With nearly 20 years of experience in this kitchen, the 45-year-old has lost track just how many pizzas he has perfected.
Oh man, countless, man, countless. Can't keep up with how many you make, man. Yes, sir.
But Bunn will always remember the one afternoon an unwanted guest shows up
That day was chaotic.
with no reservation
It was quite a scene, man, quite a scene.
and no intention of leaving.
Yeah, it was pretty scary, man, pretty scary.
We are talking about Monday, August 30th, 2004.
Former general manager Charlie Leister shudders recalling that moment in time.
That Monday when the rain started, it just seemed like any other day.
Tropical storm Gaston arrives and stalls over central Virginia.
It got to Richmond and it stopped for, 18 hours?
The skies open up.
So all that water just kept coming down and down and down.
The corner of 17th and Dock Streets, home of Bottoms Up, the lowest point in Shockoe Bottom.
And imagine what happens when your sink backs up or your bathtub. That's basically what happened. The drain got clogged and the rest is history.
On this day, the dough isn't the only item rising at the restaurant.
About 5:30 when it really started getting really rough. And I was on the ovens at the time.
Floodwaters pour into Sherwyn's kitchen.
It was coming over my feet, halfway up my shins.
A security camera captures the unfolding disaster,
We could see it coming over the steps.
with water lapping at their legs.
Yeah, it was incredible. I don't look at it a lot, I'll say that.
Charlie, his staff, and even customers get stuck.
Everything that you see right there, it would have been even that much worse had glass broken, had windows broken in. This was literally water coming in from the cracks.
The situation goes from bad to worse.
And within, I would say it was probably 5 minutes, water was already almost up to my knee. And then I looked at the French doors that are right there, and it was up to my head. And that's when I was, all right, everybody upstairs, let's go.
Several feet of water swallowed the restaurant and surrounding neighborhood.
I wasn't scared for myself. I was scared for the 16 people that were down here that I was responsible for. I was scared that I was gonna let something happen to them.
Yeah, like you said, it was like biblical stuff, man. I couldn't believe it. And I didn't know if I was gonna make it out of here, to be honest with you.
Before he retreats from the kitchen, Sherwyn makes a decision that quite possibly prevents an even greater disaster.
I don't know, it was just instinct, man. I wasn't thinking, I don't know. I just started turning everything off, man. The ovens, the fryers.
The then 25-year-old father cuts off the gas supply leading to the restaurant.
I don't want to be over dramatic, but there were cars floating down the street. There were cars floating right past that gas line. I mean, he could have saved our lives.
Like I said, I wasn't thinking that far ahead, but I'm glad I did, though. Glad I did.
The stranded group rides out the calamity high above.
And I actually saw my car go underwater. It looked like hell. It was nothing but it was chaos.
Hours later, a Goochland Fire and Rescue pontoon pulls people from the second floor.
You can barely see the street signs. So that's what, 10, 12 feet? Yeah, pretty scary.
So it's such a huge area of property and people's livelihoods underwater.
By midnight, floodwaters mercifully recede. Gaston moves on.
But to sit there and just watch it just beat you down live for 8, 10, 12 hours, there's just nothing like it in the world.
Bottoms Up and Shockoe Bottom lay in ruins.
Oh man, it was chaos. Cars everywhere, cars flipped upside down.
Daylight reveals the worst and true cost of the storm. 8 deaths in the Richmond area alone.
We're just fortunate nobody down here got hurt, and I feel for the people that did lose lives.
Owner Dirk Graham's dream shatters.
It was a mess.
Dirk Graham says it will cost him nearly $2 million to rebuild.
Bottoms Up closes indefinitely. He begins the slow and expensive process of rebuilding.
We had some insurance, but it was not nearly enough. So we had to go out and borrow money.
I would say it's almost even more than a landmark, but it is. It's a living landmark.
1 year and more than $1 million later, Bottoms Up reopens in August of 2005. In the remodeled kitchen, Sherwyn Bunn still cranks out his popular crusts.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Live to tell the story. Live to tell the story.
20 years later, Gaston is but a memory, but one visual reminder remains in the dining room.
You know, the high water mark was the low point of our business here, but it was not the end of our business here.
It was the day one callous customer arrived.
When you see Mother Nature in its fury, you better respect it, or it might be the last thing you see.
Tropical storm Gaston, a patron, they pray, never returns.
I hope I don't live through it again. I wouldn't want to do that one no more.
For I Have a Story,
Yes, sir.
I'm Greg McQuaid, CBS 6 News.